they deserve to get? What if the Most High gave us what we deserve to get? Every time we messed up or mess up, what if he ain't having mercy on us? We be jacked up. We be finished, point blank. So therefore, we got to have mercy on each other, because you got to understand, if the Most High is giving mercy to someone that you're not giving mercy to, he going to deal with you. Going to deal with you. You making that decision on someone that the Most High is giving mercy to, and you decide you're not going to give them mercy, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. It says, he that followeth after righteousness, he that followeth after keeping the Most High's commandments and mercy, findeth life. Hear that? That means you got to have compassion for your people. You show them mercy. Not give them something that they deserve to get. Every time, look at some of you walking around looking for something to find fault in someone. The Most High said, hey, I love Jacob. He loved us. You don't say he loved no one else, but he said he loved Jacob, who was a forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. So who are we not to love who the Most High loves? Who are we not to give mercy who the Most High is giving mercy? He gave mercy to you. Better think about yourself. Most High say, hey, you sitting there, you don't forgive nobody, Most High gonna remember everything about you and lay it right before you. Let's see, you know you in the hands of living power. It says a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. Don't get it twisted. He said, a wise man, he that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life. You're going to find everlasting life. We talking about the kingdom of heaven. Righteousness and honor. You're going to get honor too. As you doing what the Most High say do, his rules and regulations, you're going to get honor too. So you see, it all fits in to how these 10 virgins and the bridegroom and the lamp that some had oil for, which is the righteousness of the Most High, keeping his commandments, and some didn't. It says, Matthew 25, verse 4, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. They took oil, which is the righteousness of the Most High, following his rules and regulations. Look at Proverbs 4 and 7. Doing what's right. That's all. To be made perfect. Proverbs 4 and 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, which is the proper application of knowledge. How to apply knowledge in your life. And with all thy getting, get understanding. You got to get understanding. A lot of people have the proper application of knowledge, but they don't have understanding. You see, this is so important. Going back to Matthew 25 and 5. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. So it's like, they're waiting for him to come, but he's delayed. You see what I'm saying? And they all fell asleep, slumbered and slept, right? Look at 1 Thessalonians 5 and 6. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 6. Therefore, let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober, be focused. See, and went to sleep. For they that sleep, sleep when? In the night. That's this time that we're in now. The day of evil, darkness. Like you said, okay, remember the Most High told Esau, said, shut up, keep thee silent, and get thee into darkness. So now, once they went in darkness, what happened? Hold that. Isaiah 60 and 2. Isaiah 60 and 2. This is what they did to the people. For behold, the darkness, which is what? Nighttime, is hip talk. Behold, the darkness, how is it at night? It's dark. Behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. You see? Darkness means ignorance, not knowing. That's why it says night. How does it look at night? It's night now. It's dark outside, right? Darkness. That's why it said, behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. And what? And gross darkness, gross ignorance to people. But the Most High shall arise upon thee. Well, I say, Kwam Abanawa Yahweh. Kwam Mashiach Yahushai. Then Kwam Yasharala. Most High say he's going to rise upon thee. And his glory shall be seen upon thee. See, so what's the Most High told Esau, or the virgin daughter of Babylon, to get into darkness, then he put the people in gross darkness, okay? So that's why when you see here, it says in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 7, for they that sleep, sleep in the night, or sleep in darkness, it's dark at night. Sleep in the night. And this is time that we're in now, you see? And that time that he was in, or Mashiach Abashai, when he walked the earth, because the Romans were the superpower of the earth. The so-called white man was the superpower of the earth. They're the ones that put him to death. He said, for they that sleep, sleep in the night. And they that be drunken, that's why he said, be sober. Be focused. And don't be no alcoholic or dealing with drugs and the things that would alter your mind so you can't be focused. Because you sober, you focus. You have all your faculties to do whatever you got to deal with at any time. You ready. That's why they call alcohol spirits, because you in another spirit. You can't operate the same way as you could when you're sober. That's why he said, but let us, verse 8, who are of the day, that have the light, the commandments of the Most High, and a Mashiach Yahushai, rolling as Mashiachim, his, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. Jump to verse 7. For they that sleep, sleep in the night. They that are ignorant, they ignorant in Esau's gross darkness, or gross night, or gross ignorance, or gross not knowing. They sleep in the night. This is the night right we're in now. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night. You hear that? They that's drunken, not focused, alcoholics and so forth, they drunken in the night in his particular kingdom. Look, let me give you further on that. Go to John, the 1st chapter. St. John, the 1st chapter. Look at verse 3. It says, all things were made by him, who was the Mashiach Yahushai, through the power of the Most High. And without him was not anything made that was made. It say, in him was life, and the Mashiach Yahushai was life, that everlasting life, and the life was the light of men. So he's an example to show us how he came on the earth to show us how we can follow his commandments. That's why the Most High said, hey, be ye perfect. He said, be ye perfect, for the Most High is perfect. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Listen, and the light shineth in darkness. What period, what time did he walk the earth? During the time of who was the superpower of the earth? The Romans, the so-called white man. And ignorant Israelites that was following the way of the heathen. And the other nations that's following the way of the heathen. Listen, And light, listen, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. It says, and the light shineth in darkness. See? He came shining, illuminating in darkness because he kept the commandments of the Most High. The light shineth in darkness, and the darkness, what? Comprehendeth not. Can't understand this. Because remember what happened? The people were put in what? Once he told Esau to get into darkness, then he put the people in what? Gross darkness. You see the night, darkness, it still correlates to be the same. It's hip talk. See? So there was a man sent from the Most High, whose name was John. Talking about John the Baptist, Mashiach's cousin. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of what? The light, who was a Mashiach Yahushai. And we know that light from Proverbs 6:23 represent what? The commandments, the laws of the Most High. Okay? He came to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light. John the Baptist was not that light that but was sent to bear witness of that light. You see? Mashiach Yahushai, shining bright in darkness or the night. As we're in the night. When he gonna bring forth the day. The kingdom of the Most High. The kingdom of heaven. Listen, that was the true light of Mashiach Yahushai, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world of Israel. Isaiah 45:17. Israel is that world without end. You see? So, just give you another analysis of showing you, like when it says here in 1 Thessalonians 5, and let's look at verse 6 again. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others. See, they went to sleep. Right? When the delayed is coming, they went to sleep. Like right now, the land is coming, he ain't come, so a lot of people is falling off. Falling off. Not continuing to endure until the end. But therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. We gotta watch. Mashiach said, watch and pray. And now he say, watch and be sober. You can't be drinking a lot. Listen what he say. For they that sleep, sleep in the night. They that sleep, sleep in the night. This time that we in now. This ignorance, gross ignorance. Time that we in now. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night. Hear that? They that are drunken in the night. This period of time that we living in now, worse than it ever been. In wickedness. But let us, who are of the day, meaning you are following the commandments and statutes of the Most High, to be a light to the world. Be sober. First thing you say, be sober. First and foremost, you got to be focused. You can't be all drunk and out of it. Putting on the breastplate of faith in the Most High. Believing in the Most High and love keeping his commandments. 2 John 6. And for an helmet, what you think about, the hope of salvation. The helmet goes on your head. The hope of salvation. For the Most High has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our master, Mashiach Yahushai, who's coming to judge and make war and set up righteousness on this earth. Point blank. No more, no less. A change of the God. So now, Matthew 25 and verse 5. While the bridegroom tarry, he's waiting, they all slumbered and slept, right? Look at Romans 13:11. Romans 13:11. We're looking at it spiritually. Romans 13:11. And that knowing, you got to know this, the time, knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep. Wake out of gross darkness. Because when you sleep, it's dark. You understand? It's hip talk, like I'm saying. It's time to wake up out of sleep. For now is our salvation, powers and authority, nearer than when we believe. Hear that? It's nearer than when we believe. It said the night that we're in now, and that they were in, under whose rulership? Under the Romans, the so-called white man's rulership. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. You understand? To wipe out all the gross ignorance, the gross not knowing of the truth. The Mashiach is coming to bring forth the day, to eradicate the night. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. Cast off the works of wickedness, iniquity, evil, the things that you know are not right in the eyes of the Most High. Go over the laws. You're getting laws now. Did he say, think about doing this? He said, let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. You see? People's minds are in gross ignorance. It is sad because most of us say let the ignorant be ignorant. There come a time when you're going to find out. You're going to let the ignorant be ignorant and keep it moving. And Mashiach Shai got away from everybody. He had to get away from people. Mosai told Ezra what? He was humble. Didn't count himself as one of the righteous. He said, hey, seek out those that's like you. Like Ezra. Better hear what he's saying. I hear him clear. See, the night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. You hear that? The armor is for what? Protection of light. You're going to be protected if you do what the Most High say to do. That's our protection. The armor, the protection from the Most High, because we're doing what he say do. We're looking at it spiritually, y'all. Let's continue. Isaiah 25 and verse 5. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept, right? And at midnight there was, now I got one more. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept, right? Isaiah 29 and 10. Isaiah 29 and 10. Isaiah 29 and 10. For the Most High have poured upon, for the Most High have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. See? And have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered. See? Most High's closed. He poured out, like I say, poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, deep slumber. That's why it's time to awake. Come out of this darkness, gross darkness at that, gross ignorance. But to some people, the Most High have poured upon them the spirit of deep sleep. Can't wake them up. This is what it say. And have closed your eyes. Close their eyes.